It was just like my mother was saying this morning about David and Saul. He saw the anointing on them two if they ever get it together. Will be a power couple. Right? I'll let you look at that and you judge the situation. But I'm sitting there on that crying. Lord, help me, Lord, help me. And Cheryl walked out. She said, are you ready? I said, I'm ready. Go ahead and do it. A guy walked in and said, hey, his wife don't want him to do it. Don't do it. I got up. I walked out. So the story I'm about to talk about, I got a little bit of something in this. Right? Okay, what kind of experience do you have? God said, I'm the same God yesterday, today, and forever. Right? David said, I once was young, but now I'm old. But never have I seen the righteous. Well, driving 55 miles an hour down Highway 5, fall out of the back of a truck. Didn't no car hit me. I fell out of the back of the truck, got up, had a couple of scratches and scrapes on me. Fine. Walking out the back door, fell, my sock got caught in the screen door. I fell and the iron rod went through my neck. Still bear the scar to this day. Once was young, right? Fell out of a boat. Couldn't swim. In the lake. It ain't like in the swimming pool, hit a couple of strokes, throw up your hand, there you are. And I said, Lord, what am I going to do? He said, remember your training. Start stroking. Right? But when my feet, I had kicked my shoes off. When my feet and them toes touched that dirt, I dug in like a cat. Once was young, but now I'm old. Working with the city of Allen, I used a backhoe, and they told me it's a gas line there, but don't worry about it, it's discontinued. So I'm banging on it, and I broke it. It was full of gas. It should have blew me up and everybody else around it. Once was young, but now I'm old. Never. Operation after operation. Deadly infection after deadly infection. I'm old now. Sitting on that machine. The worst thing I ever been through in my life. Been through death with family and loved ones. But it's me now. And so I'm sitting in bed. My wife is looking at me. She said, I don't know about this one. You might have to carry this one by yourself. She said, but your birthday is coming up. She said, let me do something that's going to make you feel a little better. Can I do something to make you feel better? And I'm looking like, well, I don't know. She said, but I looked. I said, wait a minute, she got money in her eye. They say money make the blind see, the lame walk, deaf talk. I said, wait a minute, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? She said, I told her I wanted the truck. You know my old truck, my 52 Chevy. She said, I want that truck. It's already, I ain't got to do nothing to it. It's already. I said, I want that for my birthday. I don't care how you do it, make it happen. That was about 2 weeks before I fell sick again. She read me a text and said, your truck will be delivered today. I started crying. I see my daughter over there, my grandbaby's over there. She had Zoya read me the text. He wanted $30,000. He dropped it down to $20,000. The next day we read the text. I cried when she said, this is your truck. I was sick, but I cried. I was thinking, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to enjoy it right now, but this right here feels pretty good. So the next day, I said, Cheryl, how did you pay for it, this and that? He wanted $20,000, but I was going to see if he wanted me to sell him the money or if he wanted the bank draft. And we laying in bed. He sent a text saying, we're going to give you the truck. I've got the title at home. He gave me the truck. Once was young, now I'm old, but never have I seen. Huh? And I'm sitting there. I looked at Cheryl. I said, wait a minute. I started crying again. Fighting for my life. Now I'm crying because I was sad, scared. Now, tears of joy. I said, God, you didn't forget me. She said, baby, there's something else I didn't tell you. I need to tell you. So I'm looking at, wait a minute, you guys are looking in your eyes. She had $40,000 in debt, right? Yeah, I had $14,000 in credit card. Cheryl paid it, but she made me pay her back. She paid it in whatever she had. I didn't want to hear about that, but she had $45,000 on there, right? I think the rest of it was ain't fake teeth or something. And so Cheryl was telling her testimony how she blessed Aunt Faye. How God blessed her with $30,000 worth of teeth for it. No charge. Right? I'm going to get to the story. I'm just building up to it. I was about to hand her the mic. Because, hey, tell your neighbor, it ain't over. Huh? It ain't over. She began to tell the testimony. And he said, well, how much do you have in credit card bills? She said, oh, about $20,000. But when she got to calculating, it was over $40,000, Pastor, $45,000. He said, I'm going to pay every last one of them off for you. I started crying again. Because I might have had to pay that. And so we're looking at one another just thanking God. Praising God. Because what looked bad, what looked like death, now God said, no, you finna live. So I woke up the next morning and I said, Lord, thank you for everything you've done for me. He said, shh. I said, huh? He said, shh. Okay, what do you need me to hear? You know what he told me? It's not over. And I stopped by today to tell every last one of you, I don't care how dead your situation look. I don't care how bad it look. I don't care if your bank account is zero. I don't care if it's minus. It's not over. Let's get to the Word of God. Oh, the screen is working. I remember when Cheryl used to read for her dad. He cried. Daddy, why are you crying? Because I got you in here reading for me. Well, I pray that I don't cry, but I'm going to ask my wife, would you read?
And when Jesus was passed over again by ship unto the other side, much people gathered unto him, and he was nigh unto the sea.
Okay, he was nigh. What does that mean? He was, let's break this down in the elementary term. He was now unto the sea. You know what that means? He was right there at the edge. The reason why he was at the edge, because there were so many people, he couldn't go any further. He was like the rock star of this time. When Taylor Swift or somebody come to town, the mass of people that want to be there, they had heard about Jesus and his miracles and his teaching, and they wanted to be there.
And behold, there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name, and when he saw him, he fell at his feet.
Okay, Jairus. Y'all know Jairus. He was the chief synagogue. He was the chief leader at that time, right? He had respect. He had power. He had influence. So how did he get past all these people? It wasn't God. It was the respect. It was the power. Hey, Jairus coming. Y'all back up. It'll be like President Trump. Hey, y'all back up. This is the president. Make room. This is the same man that wanted to kick Jesus out of the synagogue, wanted to kill him. Went against everything that he's taught to let this man pray for him. So not only did he go to Jesus, he ran to Jesus, fell at his feet and grabbed him and begged him. See, when you got desperation on your shoulders, you don't care who looking at you. You don't care what you lose. I got something that's more important than my job, than my influence, than my power, that only this one man can heal.
And besought him greatly, saying, my little daughter lieth at the point of death.
Hey, wait a minute. This is daddy. My only child. This is my baby. I do anything for my baby. She's sick.
I pray thee, come and lay thy hands on her.
Please, please, come. Lay your hands, if you lay your hands on her,
that she may be healed, and she shall live.
Come on.
And Jesus went with him, and much people followed him and thronged him.
He went. Okay, Jairus, he didn't dog him for what he did to him. Jesus ain't like that.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
He said, come on, let's go. On his way going, people, they bucking up against him. That's what that word throng mean. They so tight. They're bumping and jockeying for positions and want to be with him, right?
And a certain woman, which had an issue of blood 12
Wait a minute.
years.
My baby 12, and this woman got an issue for 12 years.
And had suffered many things of many physicians.
Listen, Sister Carla, Minister Robin, we know what it means to suffer at the hands of a physician. You done spend all you had.
And was nothing better.
Listen, I done spent hundreds of thousands of dollars going to the doctor. Over 38 years. But what?
Millions.
They didn't heal it.
But rather grew worse. When she had heard of Jesus.
When she had heard Jesus.
Came in the press behind.
Tell somebody, it ain't over.
And touched his garment.
And when she just, wait a minute. I want you to understand this. Jairus, the one that had power, influence, can tell people when to go, when to come. Always been at the front of the line. But here's this woman that nobody know about. Couldn't come out for 12 years at home. Right? Right? COVID of this time, she had an issue, right? Everybody in here got an issue. If you don't have an issue, keep living. It might not be a flow of blood, but it might be a flow of bankruptcy. Broke. She said, if I could only touch, but let me let you in on the secret. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. They considered her nothing and a nobody. He's always used to being in the front of the line. Wait a minute, Jesus. I'm Jairus. I done told you my baby is at home about to die. Excuse me.
For she said, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall.
Listen, sometimes when we're desperate, sometimes your problem to you is bigger than my problem. So I don't need Jesus focusing on you. I need him to focus on me, right? But we need to get rid of that jealous spirit, that envious spirit, and say, wait a minute. If he's blessing Mother Darlene, he's on my road. He's in the neighborhood.
And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague.
I take a little drink and I'll be back with you.
Just like that.
12 years. Jesus didn't, hey, don't you touch. You got COVID. You got chicken flu. You got Asian orange. Huh? You got the measles. Huh? Wait a minute, get away. Huh? You unclean. Right? Monkeypox. All of this stuff. Huh? He didn't do that.
And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body
And
that
straightway,
she was healed of that plague.
Right there, in that moment, her healing came. And I want you to look at your neighbor, and I want you to get whatever issue that's on your mind, that's fighting you, that's plaguing you, that has held you back for years. We're getting ready to break that today. It didn't take a long time. Straightway, that issue dried up. She felt it in her body. Wait a minute, something done. I don't, huh? And everybody pushing up against Jesus, and Jesus said,
and Jesus immediately knowing in himself that virtue had gone
that
out
the
of him,
power had came out of his body. And he asked the question.
Turned him about in the press and said, who touched my clothes?
And Peter, probably Peter, because he's the one talking. Wait a minute, what you mean, all these people out here? What you mean, who touched you? I ain't asking you. I'm asking these people out here, who touched me?
Disciples said unto him, thou seest the multitude throng.
You see all these
thee,
folks out here bumping up against you, jocking and, huh?
and sayest thou, who touched
Yeah,
me?
uh-huh.
He looked round about to see her, that he had done this.
Check this out. He already knew it was a woman. Huh? He looked around to see her. Okay, what happened?
But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing
feared,
what was done
knowing.
to her,
I got to say something.
came and fell down before him.
Fell down on, huh?
And told him all the truth.
And Jairus is probably over there. Come on, hey, I know it's a long conversation, but I told you. Listen, my daughter is in the last stage of her sickness. That death rattle is on her, that breathing. And that is the most horrible sound I've ever heard in my life. Can't you tell? I need you to come on. But he didn't do that. Jesus don't get in no hurry.
And he said unto her, daughter,
He said, daughter.
thy faith
Listen,
hath
daughter,
made thee whole.
you're not going to be known anymore as the woman with the issue of blood. Right? Daughter. You my daughter. You have been made whole. Come on.
And
Go.
be whole of Go in peace and be whole of thy plague.
Okay, today, we're going to break these demonic forces that held us back with the issues of life. Right? Tell your neighbor. It ain't over.
While he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain
Listen
which
to this.
said,
Listen.
Thy daughter is dead.
Listen. Oh, Lord, no.
Why troublest thou the master any further?
She died. My baby done died. See, while you was over here fooling with this, my baby done died. But Jesus' ears are always listening for the cries of the righteous. So don't you think that God is not listening to you that are crying out for help, right? Crying out for your child, crying out for your mother and your father and your grandbabies. He's listening, crying out for this. Look, I got all these bills, and they're just stacking up. What am I going to do? Right? Don't have a job. What am I going to do? My husband doing everything he can to do, and we still. What am I going to do? But heard the voice of the Lord say.
As soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, Be not afraid.
He said, wait a minute.
Believe.
Wait a minute, Jairus. You heard what you heard. Check this out. I got a bad diagnosis, Zoya. That's a fact. But the truth is, Jesus said he gonna heal it. Right? Fact is that I'm broke. But Jesus said, I'm gonna fix it. Right? Come on.
And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter and James and John the brother of James. And he cometh to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and seeth the tumult, and them that swept and wailed greatly.
Well, what is that? Tumult. Let me tell you what it is. They had, wait, read one more, and then I'm going to bring that in there.
When he was come in, he said unto them, Why make ye this ado?
Okay, hold on. Okay. Jesus walks into the house. Come on, Jairus. Let's go. But she dead. Why you even worried? Why the disciples were saying, why you even worried about? She dead. You got to watch people. Huh? All those folks that was with Jesus, Jesus said, wait a minute, hey, all of y'all stay here. I only want Peter, James, and John to go with me. Let me take these brothers that know, right? And he was going to need help getting all these doubters out. He gets her to the house and everybody crying and weeping and wailing and moaning. Huh? He said, what are y'all doing? He said, y'all doing all of this and she's not dead. Where have we heard that at before? Huh? This ain't Jesus' first rodeo. What we heard this before? Lazarus. He ain't dead, he just asleep. He learned in Mary and Martha said, hey, you're going to have to hurry up. But he took his time.
They laughed him to scorn, but when he had put them out,
when he told them that,
get out.
they started laughing. How you going to go from crying to laughing?
That part.
The reason why they went from crying to laughing because they were professional mourners. You know, on good times when in every funeral that they had Wanda. Wanda would go to the funeral crying. Wanda, it ain't time yet. It ain't. Oh, okay. Now one this time. I hate that. I hate a bunch of whiny, wimpy. Get away from me. And Jesus said, wait a minute, all of y'all get out of here. He put them all out. He only took the father, the mother, Peter, James, and John.
Them that were with him and entered
into the
damsel was lying. He took the damsel by the hand and said unto her, Talitha. Wait a minute.
Tabitha.
Wait, I don't even. Which is being interpreted, damsel, I say unto thee, arise.
Wait, listen. Straightway, her flow dried up. Right? Jesus went in. He grabbed her with a tight grip. And he said, arise, damsel, arise. Right then and there. Are you getting this? Are you feeling this? Is your flow drying up? Is that dead situation you was in? Is life breathing back in it? It is my assignment today from the headquarters of heaven to let you know that it ain't over. And everybody around was astonished with a great astonishment. Come on.
Charged them straitly that no man should know it, and commanded that something should be given her to eat.
Listen, don't go tell nobody about this. But get that young lady something to eat. I want you to know that it ain't over. I ain't talking about just blessings. Blessings with persecution. God's going to bless you. But it ain't over. The persecutions are coming too. So don't get so high on the blessing that you forget there's an adversary that is the devil. It's going to come and it's going to try to fight you. It's going to try to throw the same thing back at you. But you put the word of God on them and on him. Right? Do you understand that we are not going to get there without blood, sweat, and tears? Now, I want you to look at your neighbor one last time. Eyeball to eyeball. And said, it is not over until God says it's over. God bless you. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait 1 minute. If there's anybody in here that need prayer, because let me tell you something. When you get God's power on you, first of all, he will save you. And he will heal you. And he will bless you. If you don't believe me for my work's sake. You looking at one blessed individual. Is there anybody in here that need prayer? And if you want that issue to drive, hey, listen, I don't want nobody to know. Well, you ain't desperate enough. You ain't ready yet. Okay, we're going to turn it over into the hands of our pastor. It don't matter. If he pray for you, he got it. If I pray, I got it. And God got both of us.